It has been over 2 years since Pomcastle published their video on YouTube going through the Ensemble Stars Iceberg, which was originally created by Maiden Tameki. Since then, many things have happened, changing the course of the story and franchise and enriching Onstarry traditions and culture. Earlier this year, user XS3R_name on Reddit created a new and updated iceberg, reflecting on the more recent developments in Ensemble Stars, whilst also mentioning some essentials and classics. As a devoted Onsari trying to hide away from my undergraduate law degree, I have decided to explain this iceberg. I've truly done the best that I can, but there are just some topics that I couldn't find much about, even after help from both OP and the rest of the Reddit Ensemble Stars community, so I'll go with what I've got. I have also added some headings myself that I thought would be a good fit for the iceberg. Before I continue, I would like to thank OP as well as the Reddit Onsaris for their help with some of the headings. Please note that there will be some spoilers in this video, and I would like to warn you that there are some sensitive topics involved. With that out of the way, I would now like to present to you the ultimate Ensemble Stars iceberg.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Amazing!
Inkstars is badly run. Out of all the servers, the English OnStars server is the worst run, linking to Inkstars rough launch. The English version of Ensemble Stars music had a rather rough launch. The release was delayed and there were translation errors, as well as the game being rather glitchy. Personally, I experienced a glitch myself where the game's app icon duplicated on my phone. The player is Anzu. In the game, the self-insert character is called Anzu. She can be seen in numerous cards, as well as in the anime. Horrible English ads. The English version of the game is known for its terrible cringy ads, befitting one of those free-to-play makeover games that are secretly littered with microtransactions. A particular ad also features a character suspiciously similar to Tokyo Ghoul's Seido Takizawa, who has a 3D model in the mobile game Tokyo Ghoul Dark War. Elaborate MVs. As the game has progressed, the 3D MVs have become much more detailed and the quality has increased, with better lighting, multiple stages being used, and storytelling MVs. The choreography has also taken character heights into account, with taller characters bending down in order to perform certain actions with shorter characters. Akira. Akira is the main writer of the story and the main man behind Ensemble Stars. Speech patterns. Many of the characters speak using unique patterns. These include Kanata's text being in hiragana to reflect a slow way of speaking, Natsume's text using special font, Shinobi using variants of Degozaru, and Sora speaking in third person. Original Inkstars font. Inkstars font was originally Broadway. It was later changed, and rightfully so. No one actually dies. Many new Onstaries believe that the executions of the eccentrics were literal executions. This is not the case, as all of the 5 eccentrics are alive and well, for the most part. The 5 eccentrics. These were 5 students that were used as scapegoats during the Yumenosaki War. They were targeted and ruthlessly bullied by the student population. These were Rei Sakuma, Wataru Hibiki, Kanata Shinkai, Shu Itsuki, and Natsume Sakazaki. The War. The Yumenosaki War was a major event that took place 1 year before the events of the first game's story, revolutionizing the school and bringing in new reforms, such as mandatory extracurricular activities and units having to have 2 to 5 members. It was done in order to drive up standards in the school, removing the lazy students and improving its reputation in the idol industry. Starmary Dorm. This is where the majority of the ES idols live. Some of the dorm combinations are very funny. Do not post SPPs. Reposting SPPs is forbidden by Happy Elements as it infringes on their copyright. Posting SPPs could result in you receiving strikes on your accounts. Basic and Music eras. These are the 2 eras of the story, Basic being the story of the original game, and Music being the story of the newer and current game, with the 2 being set a year apart. USA. Undead and Crazy Bee covered the song USA by Da Pump. It became an instant meme and went viral, being many Western Onstaries' introduction into the franchise. It also has a decent amount of English comments under the video. Ensemble Square. Ensemble Square is where the music main story largely revolves around. It's basically a town for all the idols who live there, with living areas, shops, restaurants and a massive skyscraper to top it all off, as well as people living underground. Trickstar is the poster child. Trickstar is widely viewed as being the poster child of the franchise, often being used to promote and represent the franchise. One of its members, Subaru Akihoshi, can be considered to be the poster child, since he is the app icon, despite not even being the unit leader of Trickstar. Even though Trickstar are considered to be the main characters, they are definitely not the fan favourite unit, and are often overlooked by the fandom in favour of more popular units, typically Knights, Valkyrie and Undead, and a lot of Trickstar's songs are simply written off as being boring, generic and mid. Fan service. Just like many other anime franchises, Ensemble Stars has its fair share of fan service. This can range from card CGs, outfits and suggestive choreography. Everyone say thank you to Eden as well as to Rinne and Ray. The Big Three. This refers to the three most popular units in lore. These are Fine, Eden and Knights. The Junior Hunt. In junior-senior missions, players are required to pair up with someone typically under rank 30 if they are past that level, or above it if they are rank 30 or under. Due to how easy it is to level up in the lower levels, there are often too few juniors, leaving seniors to embark on a desperate quest to find a junior to pair up with. OnStars is unhinged. When people first get into OnStars, they quickly begin to realise how unhinged the story really is, featuring many lovely scenarios, including cannibalism, cults, kidnapping, attempted murders, questionable dialogue, and much, much more. PC version. Happy Elements really said no need for Android emulators, as they released a PC version of the game in 2023. Special beat maps. Special beat maps are the worst thing the game has to offer, with challenging beat maps that are almost impossible to full combo, adding flick notes that require you to flick up and down, as well as the possibility of notes falling as usual, only to reverse and come back down to haunt you. The worst special beat maps that come to mind are the ones for Emerald Planet and Eccentric Party Night. Paro Paro G. This is a meme featuring the opening shot of the MV for Crazy B's song Noisy Beep. It features the opening shot looping, with DJ Sandy's Paro Paro G playing over it. So many monologues. To the dismay of many, OnStars is full of many monologues. The main culprit is usually Ichi, as if he isn't blamed for enough things already. War criminal. Due to the events of the war, some of the characters have been branded as being war criminals. Those characters usually being the members of X-Fine, Eiichi Tenshoin, Tsumugi Aoba, Nagisa Ran and Hiyori Tomoe, with the addition of Akatsuki's Keito Hasumi. New York. The film Road to Show has 10 characters go to New York for the Idol Film Festival, where they get up to various shenanigans. As a separate point, it is also worth mentioning that there was an Ensemble Stars advertisement in Times Square, accompanying the release of the English version of the game. Happy Elements. Happy Elements is the publisher of the game. Kakalia Studio. Kakalia Studio is often overlooked, but they are the ones responsible for the game's development. Tatsumi App Store Review. When the English version of the game was released, Anonstari posted a 4-star review on the Apple App Store, basically ranting about Tatsumi and hating on his Christianity. I couldn't find the review in full, but I did find a screenshot of it on Reddit. No kissing before marriage. In Hot Limit, Nikki cheerfully says that he loves Rinne and wants to kiss him, to which Rinne responds by telling him to wait until they are married. Ira Ketchup Incident. In Touch of Feather, Hiro spots Ira practicing alone. To encourage him, he writes "I see you" in ketchup in the middle of the night, spooking poor Ira, who mistakes the ketchup for blood. Character growth. As the story progresses, many characters undergo something called character development, improving on their flaws and strengthening their relationships. Unfortunately, this is often overlooked by people who dislike a certain character, leading to mischaracterization. Siblings. Some of the characters are siblings. These include Rei and Ritsu, Hinata and Yuta, Rinne and Hiro, and Himeru and Kaname. Other characters have siblings that are not part of the main cast, such as Soma having a younger brother and Kuro having a younger sister. Relationship charts. There are official relationship charts for each character, created by Happy Elements themselves. OnStar's anime dub. There is an official English dub of the anime, done by Funimation. The dub is largely joked about in the fandom, with some of the voices matching the characters more than others. However, the songs are not dubbed and are still sung by the characters' Japanese voices. This can lead to a pretty jarring experience if the voices are too different. Lookalikes. Many new OnStaries find it difficult to tell certain characters apart. The main culprits seem to be Koga and Izumi, but my friend confuses Yuzuru and June, so I'm including them here. Pronunciations. Tsukasa Suo is memed in the fandom for his pronunciation of the game's titles when you open the games, pronouncing them in an Englishified way, but it is, unfortunately, a little quirky. Yumenosaki and Reimei reforms. Two of the schools in OnStars, Yumenosaki and Reimei, underwent some reforms following student-led revolutions. However, whilst the Yumenosaki Revolution, or more commonly known as the War, succeeded, the Reimei Revolution did not. Kogaball. This is Koga's portrayal in the B-Cub parody comic, where he is presented as being a dog in a spherical shape. An official plushie of Kogaball has been made. Album CD release. There are albums. There were ones released prior to the music era, and now each unit will get a second album following their climax event. Cafe Cinnamon. Cafe Cinnamon is the official OnStars cafe in Ikebukuro, Tokyo, which opened on the 25th of May in 2021, based on the in-game cafe that Nikki works at. To visit, you must book a reservation. Yukun. This is what Izumi calls Makoto Yuki, who he obsesses over. In Grand Slam, Izumi vomits blood after shrieking at the sight of Makoto in a cheerleading outfit. Trigger warning list. There is an extensive trigger warning list frequently distributed in order to warn new players of potentially triggering aspects of the game. OnStars is not an otome. Contrary to popular belief, OnStars is not an otome game, though it is often mistaken for one due to its large 99% male cast. It is actually an idol raising game or a rhythm game, depending on if you play basic or music. Eiichi's crimes. Eiichi Tenshoen has been accused of many crimes, such as inciting a revolution, blackmail, inciting harassment, bribery, and many, many more. OnStars on stage. There is an OnStars stage play. They adapt many of the stories, such as Marionette and Milky Way. They cut out the best parts. This could mean two things. When the songs are added to the game, many fans complain that the devs cut out the best parts of the song. It could also refer to the anime, where people complained about them missing out many key moments, such as compressing Marionette and skipping over key moments of character development. Risky Penis. In their song Risky Venus, Poor Poor Crazy V mispronounced Venus as penis, due to the letter V not occurring in the Japanese language and being substituted for the letter P. Puka, puka. This is Candace's catchphrase, roughly translated as floating, floating. B-Cub Comic. This is a collaboration comic created by the author of Pop Team Epic. It consists of short comics that parody in-game stories. The character designs are also very funny. Here are some of my favourites. Mayoi Vented. Mayoi Ayase has crippling social anxiety, resorting to travelling through vents in order to get around. This includes his own dorm. causing his roommate, Tomoya Mashiro, to be kind of freaked out. What non-Onstaries think of OnStars? Many non-Onstaries are shocked upon learning about the extensive trigger warnings the game carries, often wondering to themselves, isn't this just an idle game? Girlfriend Kun. This is what Rinne calls Ira, calling him Hiro's girlfriend. Characters' pets. Many of the characters have pets. These include, it's a long list, Subaru's Shiba Inu Daikichi, Koga's Corgi Leon, Tori's Golden Retriever King, Hiyori and June's Yorkshire Terrier Bloody Mary, Otaru's doves, including Jeanne d'Arc and Gilda Ray, Nazana's rabbit Koppe, Shinobu's frogs Peachy and Thunder, Soma's family horse Saigodon, and Arashi's cat Nyanko. Honourable mentions go to Jabberwocky and the other Yumenosaki rabbits, the Marine Life Club animals, Little John, a stray cat that Kato and Leo care for in the archery club, Hokuto Senpai the penguin, who the Animals Circle helps Tomoya care for in Animals, and is now considered to be Tomoya's pet as of the new office update, and Chiaki the cat, who Chiaki the human saved from a tree and is owned by an old lady who lives near Yumenosaki. There are probably more pets, but I cannot be bothered to find all of them. Sawardo. Bukub Stars The World is a series of animated shorts, featuring the OnStars characters in their Bukub comic designs, travelling the world and getting up to various shenanigans, ranging from trying the saunas in Finland, meeting a weeaboo in Hollywood, taking part in a Bollywood dance, and getting shot in America. Collaborations. Ensemble Stars has collaborated with multiple franchises. These include Sanrio, Link Click, KFC, Pizza Hut, Welcome to the Ballroom, and Utano Prince Sama. Kidnapping. There have been multiple instances of kidnapping in Ensemble Stars, with the most infamous being Izumi's kidnapping of Makoto. Others include Tsukasa kidnapping Kohaku and Undead kidnapping Crazy Bee. Anime Expo. OnStars had a booth in Anime Expo 2023, including a huge Koga ball. Dysfunctional families. Many of the characters hail from less than ideal families, such as the Shinkais, the Narukamis, the Aois, and the Tenshoins. This has led to the found family trope being used quite a bit. However, these new families, despite being heartwarming, still have the tendency to be rather dysfunctional. Don't look up Valentine Eve's Nightmare on SoundCloud. The comments on OnStars songs uploaded onto SoundCloud are infamously non-PG family friendly, but the award for the vilest comment section goes to Valentine Eve's Nightmare. As of this video, many of the songs have now been removed from the website due to Happy Elements having them taken down, but when that comment section is concerned, that should be considered a blessing. OnStars feet cards. Foot images are everywhere, and OnStars is, unfortunately, no exception. Some characters have tragically fallen victim to feet cards. We will never forget those we have lost. Shinobu's harem. Shinobu Sengoku has made himself a little harem, with multiple characters swooning over him. These include Yuta, who proposed to him, Mayoi, for multiple reasons, Midori, who Shinobu calls his special soulmate, and Mao, who shared an event with him named after Hikoboshi and Orihime, who are lovers. I'm sorry feminism. This refers to a particular Twitter post where @Morisawa ENBot apologised for a line Chiaki says, that line being, "You are a girl, aren't you? So it's nice that you can cook, right?" I'm sorry feminism is the apology. Camera abuse. The poor cameraman in OnStars MVs has been subject to violence at the hands of the various idols of ES. The main aggressor tends to be Koga, but other characters also can't resist letting out their violent side when on stage. Nagisa forgot how to speak Japanese. In one of his sub-stories, Nagisa says that he went abroad when taking a break from his idol activities. During this time, he forgot how to speak Japanese properly. Reddit elimination poll. There have been many elimination polls on Reddit. Some asked Redditors to choose a character to eliminate from a unit, and others asked Redditors to eliminate an entire unit altogether. 17th of August 2021. This was a terrible day for the Ensemble Stars community. On the 17th of August 2021, all story translations and voice clips were ordered to be removed from the Ensemble Stars wiki, due to Happy Elements demanding that they be taken down due to copyright infringement. Gradual Colors Asset Drive. This is a OneDrive that contains the assets used in the game. In order to access it, you must get 100% on an OnStars trivia quiz. Your Moronic Excellency. This refers to the official translation of Conquest, where Ibarra calls Nagisa a fucking son of a bitch, after the latter kicks Hiyori out of Eden. Unbeknownst to him, the fight between Nagisa and Hiyori was a fake one, which they hugged out on stage. Unbloomed versus Bloomed. There are two versions of each card. The unbloomed version refers to the card's appearance when you first get it. They usually depict a moment in the card's accompanying story. The bloomed version refers to the card's appearance once you complete its idle road, by levelling it up to its initial max level. They either depict the characters performing alive, or the art that appears on the gacha banner. ES Circles. Circles are gatherings of ES idols who have similar interests. These are Biblion for books, Manga Club for manga, Asobi Club for gaming, BB for band club, Animals for fans of land animals, Oceans for fans of sea creatures, Crafts Monster for arts and crafts, Dramatica for theatre, Ibarra Lecture for fun studying, Kato Lecture for tutorial sessions, Gardenia for gardening, Mystery Researchers for investigating mythical creatures, Nikki's Kitchen for cooking, Overnight Outdoors Party for being out in nature, Pretty Five for fans of cute and girly things, Shin for martial arts, Sports Survivors for sports, Sweets Fan Club for fans of sweets, Flavour for tea, and Kaori for tea ceremonies. OnStaries troll the Genshin community. The Genshin Impact community has always been susceptible for falling for fake leaks, and the OnStars community decided to have some fun with this. OnStaries created fake leaks, presenting characters as leaked upcoming Genshin characters. These characters include Rinne, Shu, Mika, Wataru, Nagisa, Izumi, Rei, Kaito, and Leo. Rinne raised the age rating. During the nightclub tour event, the age rating of the game went up. This is due to a scene where Rinne tries to get Nikki to strip. Sakuma Brothers drama. Rei and Ritsu Sakuma are not the closest siblings in the world. They used to be close as children, but that all changes when Rei left Japan to travel overseas without telling Ritsu, instead telling Koga to watch over his brother. Rei went overseas in order to find a cure for their family illness, with Ritsu suffering more from it than Rei. In L'Amour, their drama threatens the filming of the movie that they are starring in, causing friction with the other members. Attention to detail. Many of the MVs have little details that may go unnoticed. For example, in Infinite Star, having Hokuto and Subaru wear their Trickstar outfits will cause Hokuto to embrace Subaru. If they wear other outfits, he will not. Hatsune Miku in OnStars. One of the songs covered in the cover series was Tell Your World by KZ Livetune, covered by Switch and 2Wink, and also featuring the Vocaloids Hatsune Miku, Kagamine Rin, and Kagamine Len. Ensemble Exercise is June's Nightmare. The 2020 April Fool's event, Ensemble Exercise, canonically takes place in June Sazanami's dreams. The gang goes to Australia. This refers to the story High and Low, where the second years go to Australia. Height change. Between the basic and music eras, the characters aged by 1 year. They also grew a little, and their heights were officially updated to reflect these changes. Wild SPPs. Some of the SPPs are rather wild, with characters doing acrobatics and violently gripping the camera. Drift King. Tatsumi Kazuhaya has been established to be a dangerous driver who has a tendency to speed. Despite this, he enjoys taking others for a drive. Hiro and Subaru are geniuses. Hiro and Subaru are actually quite gifted students, despite them both being airheads. This has led to the theory that they are both just pretending to be stupid. OnStar's Dream Live. The Dream Live is a series of official OnStars concerts that feature holograms of the characters performing their songs. There are typically 2 versions of each instalment, with one being during the daytime and the other during the evening, with set lists varying slightly between the 2 versions. As of this video, there have been 8 Dream Lives. Heterophobia in his eyes. This is a meme referring to Mika's different coloured eyes. The correct term for this is heterochromia. Adonis is multilingual. Adonis Otogari is multilingual. As well as speaking in Japanese and the language of his homeland in the Middle East, he has been shown to know English, as well as a proficiency in sign language. Veggie Boy and Meat Boy. Midori likes veggies, with his parents running a vegetable store. Adonis likes meat, insisting on other characters eating meat so that they can become strong. Ritsu being mistaken for a corpse. Ritsu Sakuma has been mistaken for a corpse many times. In one instance, Mika infamously almost buried him alive after believing that Ritsu had died. Tori still believes in Santa. In Agents, it is revealed that Tori Himemiya still believes in Santa, despite being at least 15 years old.
Hura, hura!
Happy Elements gave you debt. This refers to a moment in the English version of the game, where Happy Elements charged $59.99 for the Sanrio Fairyland Premium Pack, which included 18 scout tickets and 3,880 paid dia, alongside gems. Instead, players received 40 scouting tickets with no dia or gems. Instead of issuing refunds, Happy Elements deducted dia and scout tickets from the players who had purchased the pack, causing them to have negative dia or tickets. This was later resolved, with Happy Elements issuing refunds. Akatsuki MV outfit controversy. This refers to a controversy surrounding Akatsuki's album outfit, which is inspired by the Taisho era. This did not sit well with the Korean fandom due to the Taisho era including Japan's rule of Korea, which is known for being oppressive and incredibly brutal. The outfits are censored in the Korean version. Questionable handling of Amagi's background. There has been controversy surrounding how the story writers have handled the Amagi's background, since they are implied to be members of the native Ainu people. They represent Hiro as being brainwashed by the community, as well as him being sort of backwards, in that he doesn't fully understand how modern society works. Many compare this to Japan's repeated attempts to erase the existence of its indigenous population. Headband Gate. This refers to a continuity error in which Rinne didn't have a headband in his card CG. A few hours after the event, Happy Elements announced that they had changed it to add his headband. However, they then backtracked, restoring the card to feature Rinne without his headband. They then added the fixed version to the ES store, including a sprite of him without his headband. Chatting during a live. It has been established that the OnStars idols chat during their lives, and when the characters talk in stories, it's not for a special effect, but the characters literally stop to chat in the middle of their performances. I don't know why. If I wanted to watch Trickstar talk to each other on stage, I would watch a talk show, not a concert. Ryusei IPs were bamboozled. When the teaser for Super Villains was revealed, many Ryusei IPs were convinced that Totoro would be stepping up as Ryusei Red, a plot point that was brought up towards the end of the basic main story until Chiaki changed his mind in a sudden turn of events. Happy Elements also announced that the event was a major story for the unit. However, Totoro did not become Ryusei Red, leaving Ryusei IPs, as well as the rest of the fandom, bamboozled. Implied Ainu imagery. Rinne and Hiro Amagi originate from an isolated village. It has been implied that they are Ainu people, a group of indigenous people in Japan who are native to the northern regions. Multiple writers. The story of Ensemble Stars is written by multiple people. If I was a girl. This is what Tomoya says before he says something that could imply that he is attracted to a male character. This is often Hokuto. Rei is a boomer and coffin lore. Rei Sakuma is known for acting like a boomer, referring to two Wink as his beloved children, and saying that Sora is like a grandchild to him. He sleeps in a coffin built by Natsume, which is fitted with a fridge and has room for manga. K-meta komu parameters text quadruple hashtag. In the English version of the game, work outfits and dialogue will sometimes glitch to read that phrase. I told you it was buggy. CG art errors. There are some art errors in the cards. The most famous one goes to Six-Fingered Wataru, where Wataru is mistakenly drawn as having 6 fingers. There is also a Six-Fingered Shoe, which, unlike with Wataru, was never fixed. Road to Show 9 anime sub. As of now, there is no official sub of the Road to Show movie, though the website 9 Anime does have its own sub. This sub, however, is severely inaccurate and is pretty cursed. Ira Adonis Discourse. In the music main story, Ira freaks out after meeting Adonis for the first time. This prompted discourse in which some people began to believe that Ira was racist. Korean non-starries. Korean non-starries are known in the fandom for being rather unhinged, saying some extremely out-of-pocket things online. OnStars Wiki vandalised by Danganronpa fans. In 2015, the OnStars Wiki was vandalised by Danganronpa fans, who edited pages by adding distasteful jokes and even completely changing some of the pages. For example, Rei's page was removed and replaced with Nagito Komaeda's. Korean most least marryable polls. A poll went round in the Korean fandom asking fans to vote on who the most and least marryable characters were. Aichi won the most marryable poll and Rinne won the least marryable poll. Story retcons. Due to OnStars having multiple writers, ideas can clash, with some writers seemingly not reading other stories. This leads to retcons. For example, Leo was originally meant to quit being an idol after he graduated and mentioned training Anzu as his composition successor. However, fans were outraged, so this was retconned. Insensitive Happy LA ad. In 2022, Happy Elements promoted the Ohana Sedan series, which featured the voice actors for Hajime and Mayoi, where they would review new official merchandise for OnStars. As for the advert, they decided to parody Vanilla Ads, which is a platform for female sex workers. The Cursed Child. Tsumugi Aoba is known to be rather unlucky in lore, but also carries this unlucky streak into the game itself. For example, his first 5-star card was an event card, which was only obtainable if he got a certain place in the event ranking. His 2017 birthday event was entirely broken, and bugs and glitches always accompanied new content for him, including the delay of the Switch album, causing the fandom to refer to him as the Cursed Child. Tracing allegations. During the early days of the game, Happy Elements was accused of tracing art from their other works for Ensemble Stars. Infinite Star is plagiarized. There have been allegations that Trickstar's song Infinite Star has been plagiarized, copying Weaver's Yume Janai Kono Sekai, or This World is Not a Dream. Element Screening Fight. During the special screening of the Elements animation, 2 members of the audience got into a physical altercation. The reasons for this fight are unclear, but those present say that it was caused by one asking the other to cross their legs, or due to one of them claiming to dislike the other fans of Rei Sakuma. The fight caught the attention of the voice actors on stage, with Hikaru Midorikawa, the voice of Eiichi, suddenly raising his voice, and Toshiki Masuda, the voice of Rei, looking in the direction of the fight. Misinformation. There is a lot of misinformation in the OnStars community. For example, the game originally didn't have an official English translation, leading people to rely on Twitter translation threads, which were often influenced by the translator's opinions, causing certain characters to be warped. This can also be caused by people reading stories that happen early on in the timeline and not reading later stories, ignoring the character development of certain characters. Gatekeep OnStars. The OnStars community is fiercely defensive of their beloved franchise and seeks to protect it from those who are less desirable. This has resulted in some wanting to gatekeep the franchise, especially during the lead up to the English release, over fears of new fans missing out on character development and cancelling their beloved characters. There was also an instance, 2 to 3 years ago, when the OnStars community tried to gatekeep the fandom from the Genshin community. Novels. There are some official novels for OnStars. There was one short story released alongside episode 6 of the Elements animation called Blackbird, the same as the episode. There are also 2 others, one from Anzu's perspective and one from Eiichi's. Fun fact, the one from Eiichi's perspective includes a scene of him coughing blood on Wataru.
Hallelujah!
Chiaki beat Goku. This refers to a poll on the Japanese website Anime, where fans were asked to vote for their favourite hero. Onstaries rejoiced once the results came in, with our beloved Ryusei Red, Chiaki Morisawa, coming in at 8th place, beating Dragon Ball Z's Goku, who came 9th. Izumi singing in 144p and Kanata in the shower. This refers to a meme featuring Izumi singing Fight for Judge a cappella in 144p, which is often used in cursed ASMRs where he is singing in some rather unconventional places, such as in the shower, outside your house, and on the toilet. This has most likely inspired the memes that feature characters singing their solos, a cappella, in the shower in 144p. OnStars or Russian Literature Quiz. The Who Said It Classical Russian Literature or Ensemble Stars quiz is a quiz on YouQuiz by user Friday Ivy, where the quiz taker has to guess if a quote came from classical Russian literature or Ensemble Stars, highlighting some of the most melodramatic monologues the game has to offer. Anzu was a menace. The self-insert character Anzu is often overlooked by the fandom, who see her as a blank slate. However, Anzu is far from that and is actually quite a menacing woman. Some of her actions include maxing out Gatekeeper's credit card to go on a shopping spree and trying to make Katsuki wrestle in some sort of traditional Japanese underwear. She is also a fujoshi. Miami makes some fucking noise. This is a famous piece of fan art posted on DeviantArt by user FNNNMS, captioned, "Miami makes some fucking noise, DJ Samugi." This has become a meme in the English fandom. Da Vinci Twins. The Da Vinci Twins know who 2 Wink are. Rei and Kaoru vampire foreplay on stage. This refers to Rei's Bloodsucker Resurrection Sunday card, depicting Rei and Kaoru engaging in vampire foreplay on stage. Rei gets a bit too much into it, biting Kaoru. Twitter roleplay. People roleplay as the characters on Twitter in multiple AU scenarios. Don't show Shu Twitter. This refers to the infamous incident where Shu axed his computer after seeing negative comments about Valkyrie online. This has resulted in Ibarra putting parental controls on Shu's devices in order to prevent a similar incident from happening again. Shu and Hiyori breast edits. Just like in most fandoms, OnStars also has its fair share of edits. There are some infamous edits of Shu and Hiyori both having mummy milkers. TikTok lactation edits. This is self-explanatory. You guys need help. Pregnancy edits. Mpreg is rampant on the internet, and OnStars is also affected. Mayoi Ayase 1 hour ASMR. In 2022, user SalmonBoy on YouTube created a 1 hour ASMR entitled Mayoi Ayase Watches You Sleep, 1 hour of breathing ASMR, consisting of various voice clips of Mayoi. As of when I last checked, this video has 22k views. Eiichi beefing with a child. Mr. Tenshoin has been established as showing jealousy towards anyone who Wataru shows affection to. Tomoya Mashiro is usually the one this is directed towards, since Eiichi believes that Tomoya is Wataru's favourite. An example of this jealous behaviour is in Sanctuary, where Eiichi, upon finding Wataru and Tomoya in the restricted area of the theme park, proceeds to bring Wataru on board his helicopter and whisk him away, leaving Tomoya stranded in the theme park. Yaoi vs Yume. There is a sense of animosity in the fandom between those who ship characters with Anzu and those who ship the boys with each other. People also struggle to classify the game because it's not a dating sim, but there are some ship teasers in the story, both between the characters and with Anzu. Clone lineup. Due to a glitch in the Chinese version of the game, Chinese on-staries were able to play the MV of brand new stars with multiple of the same character, leading to many videos online where the entire idol lineup consisted of the same idol. Crossover ships. Some fans like to ship on-stars characters with characters from other fandoms, such as Subaru with Tsukasa Tenma from Project Sekai. Chad Rider. Chad Rider, written in all caps, is what Kaoru is called in the OnStars 4 Kids dub meme, where each character is given a Western name that would be given to them if 4 Kids dubbed OnStars. Chi-Chi Oppai. Shu's voice actor, Hiroki Takahashi, sang this song. It is now a meme in the OnStars fandom. Look up the title on Google Translate. Rei Mummy Kink. Rei Sakuma makes a lot of jokes revolving around breast milk, leading to the fandom joking about him having a mummy kink. Eiichi and Rei's bed divider. Eiichi and Rei have a divider between their beds as they share the same dorm. They also share a dorm with Aira. Wataru is superhuman. Wataru Hibiki is known to have several superhuman capabilities. He has been described as being indestructible by multiple characters, being compared to a cockroach. Other abilities include, but are not limited to, sentient hair, walking on water, vocal mimicry, dislocating his limbs at will, and hypnosis on himself and others. Rabbits training. In Grand Slam, Tomoya reveals that rabbits dig holes like actual rabbits for training. Let's go on a date, babe. Let's go on a date, babe is what Chiaki says to Kaoru in Date Plan, in which Chiaki pretends to be a girl in order to take Kaoru on a mock date in an attempt to help him come up with ideas for his ideal date in a magazine. Hero cameo in the anime. Hero appears at the end of the OnStars anime for a split second, watching Trickstar's victory performance in the SS. This is also depicted in the prologue of the music era's main story. Aira attends other idols' fan greetings. Aira has been shown to take the separation of his private and public life as an idol very seriously. He doesn't want to use his position as an idol to get a leg up on other fans, so he attends idol fan greetings like a normal person. Nikki's cannibal urges. Nikki has implied cannibalistic urges, which makes surrounding characters rather uncomfortable. For example, he has said that Mayoi smells delicious, referring to the oil he applies to his skin. This is still weird. Arm wrestling tournament. This gave us a shocking revelation, revealing that our sweet little Hajime Shino is actually a strong man, beating Kaito in an arm wrestling tournament.
Huh?
Don't get on Nazuna's bad side. Nazuna Nito, the former leader of the adorable unit Rabbits, has a streak for bloodlust, expressing murderous intentions towards other characters who get on his bad side. This includes Kaoru and Izumi. Okawa clan are assassins. Kohaku's family are assassins. Rei personality change. Rei Sakuma had a personality change between his second and third years at Yumenosaki. He essentially changed from a punk to the grandpa persona we see in the present storyline. This was his way of making it so that other people would no longer rely on him to solve all their problems. Natsume and Tsumugi, S&M. In Wonder Game, Natsume ties Tsumugi up. In response, Tsumugi says, "This was S&M. That means that this was Natsume-kun expressing his affection for me." Akiyomi's first love was Jin in crossdress. In Test of Courage, it is revealed that Akiyomi used to love a girl. However, Jin used to crossdress when he was younger, and Akiyomi's first love turned out to be Jin in crossdress. Idol of the Dead. In the story Reloaded, Tomoya and Izumi are handcuffed to each other. Nazuna and Kanata believe that Izumi has some sort of perverse intentions and seek to stop him. They come up with Idol of the Dead, a competition between the Oceans and Animals circles, and the winner gets to choose how to spend the Creatures Club budget, with the winning side being the one that captures Izumi. However, what actually happened is that Izumi was helping Tomoya practice magic trick for an upcoming TV show. Wataru stole the key from the handcuffs, meaning that the two of them were now stuck together, due to his elaborate scheme to teach Tomoya how to pull off escape stunts. During their time stuck together, Tomoya and Izumi took a bath. Together. Chocolate Fest Kitchen Tragedy. In Hot and Elegant Choco Fest, Shu passes out after witnessing Ryu Setai massacre the art of chocolate making. This includes Tetara causing the oven to explode and Kanata putting seaweed in his chocolate. Why Kanata likes water. In Wisteria, it is revealed that Kanata's mother is no longer alive, and the reason he likes water is because it feels like he's being held by her. This is due to his family's belief that when you die you return to the ocean. Nikki's dad was framed for cannibalism, allegedly. Nikki Sheena's father used to have a cooking show. The show was taken off air due to a scandal involving a peculiar meat that was used on the show, causing people to accuse Sheena Sr. of cannibalism. Rinne commands his village over Zoom. In the music main story, Hiro reminds Rinne that smartphones exist, and he is able to command his village from afar online. This is how he is able to remain as an idol. The Phantom. The Phantom is a mysterious figure lurking around ES that only appears at night. They drop notes containing constructive feedback to practicing idols that help them improve. The Phantom is actually just Mayoi Ayase, who travels through vents and secret passageways and writes notes to help other idols out because he's too nervous to reveal himself and help out in person. SSVRS. SSVRS is a virtual reality software created by Switch, which allows people to experience a virtual world called Shinsekai, made with its own currency. When they are in Shinsekai, Valkyrie are kept alive with IV drips. SSVRS is also used by Alkaloid in Phantom Airship. Priest also uses it to disguise himself as Hiyori in order to lure and trap Nagisa in Secret Service. Yumenosaki Bomb Threat. In Gang, Yumenosaki receives a bomb threat from a group of terrorists. Sora has synesthesia. Sora Harukawa has synesthesia, a neurological phenomenon that causes the crossover of senses. These can include things such as seeing colours when they hear sounds, or tasting words when they read them. In Sora's case, he can see the colours of people's emotions, and describes every character as having a unique colour. For example, Mayoi's colour is described as being murky, and Nagisa's being difficult to see, as if light passes right through him. Maintenance. This is something that Valkyrie does. We don't know what exactly maintenance entails. What happens in Valkyrie stays in Valkyrie. Temporary units. Temporary units are units that are made for specific events, and there are many Ensemble Stars. Valkyrie killed a cryptocurrency. In Machina, Mika exchanges his art for a cryptocurrency called VL dollars, which is used in Test World, a virtual reality world. Mika stops putting his art up for auction online, and the currency dies. Sakuma Bros' vampirism is fake. The Sakuma brothers present themselves as being vampires, but that is not the true story. In fact, the brothers have a genetic illness which causes vampire-like symptoms, such as being weak in sunlight. Even so, there are people, such as the Ayases, who believe that the Sakumas are actually vampires. Military camp. Yuzuru and Ibara grew up together in a military camp. There's a military camp in On-Stars that trains kids to be soldiers. Tomoya can do parkour. Tomoya can do parkour and demonstrates this in Sanctuary, where he does parkour whilst carrying an unconscious Wataru. Wataru indirectly help form rabbits. Wataru sometimes takes days off from terrorizing the Yumenosaki/ES population and does some good deeds. In this instance, he decided to stop chasing Tomoya around the school once he saw Nazuna. He essentially told Nazuna that Tomoya had been rejected from other units and that Nazuna should smile more because it would make Shu happy and Shu is his bestie. It's rather strange how he words it, but he basically had Nazuna form a unit with Tomoya and Hajime soon joins. Keito's glasses drawers. Keito has a glasses collection and has 2 drawers in his dorm full of glasses. Mizu Haname. Mizu Haname is the pen name that Keito used when he made manga. Hokuto's old voice actor. From 2015 to 2017, Hokuto was voiced by Yoshimasa Hosoya, who had to give up the role due to a throat condition. He was then replaced by Hokuto's current voice actor, Tomoaki Maeno. Anzu's younger brother. Anzu has a younger brother. He is the protagonist of Ensemble Girls. Kanata taught Chiaki mouth to mouth. In Climax, Chiaki tells Midori that Kanata taught him how to do mouth-to-mouth. This actually refers to meteor impact, where Chiaki saves Kanata from drowning, and Chiaki reveals that he used to be a part-time lifeguard.
Sumimasen!
OnStar's promo bus. There have been numerous buses that have been designed to represent OnStar's units in order to promote the game. Deleted MVs. Doubleface and Alkaloid's cover of Yori ni Kakeru was taken down from the OnStars YouTube channel 24 hours after it was released, due to the song's dark nature, which often led to YouTube putting suicide warnings on the song. The song and MV is still available to play in-game though, so it's not gone forever. The Link Click collaboration MV was also in the game for a limited time and has now been deleted. Knight's eyeliner. Knights have official eyeliner as part of the Love Liner lineup. Official manga and magazines. There is an official manga and magazine for Ensemble Stars. Both are only available in Japan and have no official translations. Pose for reference. It has been heavily implied that the artists behind the game have had employees do poses for the CG art. This is incredibly shocking considering the nature of certain cards. First ever 3D MV. The first ever 3D MV was a special MV of Rebellion Star, released in 2017 for OnStar's 2nd anniversary. This was due to a fan poll which allowed the fans to choose which song they wanted animated. Rebellion Star was chosen because Trickstar was the main unit, and fans felt that they needed to have their songs be the first one to have a 3D MV. Staff interviews. There are many staff interviews, some being with the game's developers and some being with the voice actors, talking about their experiences working with the game, as well as favourite characters. Some can be found on the fandom wiki. Fan-made OnStar's Vocaloid covers. Because OnStar's songs are very good, some fans have made some Vocaloid covers of the songs. The best, most delectable covers have to be the ones made by Amber Honeybee on YouTube. Check them out. Rabbit's 5th member hoax. This was a hoax on Twitter that was started as a joke. It says that Akatsuki murdered the 5th member of Rabbids and buried them, with the asterisk in Rabbids being meant to represent that member. Many people unfamiliar with Ensemble Stars and its lore believed this. Undead Peas became blood donors for Ray. This refers to a campaign that ran in Japan, in which Onsaris would obtain a poster of Ray for the small price of their blood. MVs are planned in advance. This one is pretty self-explanatory. The MVs are planned in advance as well as accompanying events. These are often planned years in advance, so Happy Elements are long aware of any havoc that a new event may cause. All choreo is mo-capped. The choreography in MVs is motion captured, meaning that they have real people doing the choreography. Take from this what you will. Every signature is personalised. Every character has their own unique signature. Here are some examples. OnStars runs on Unity. Unity is a popular game engine that many mobile games are made on. These include Ensemble Stars, as well as other notable games such as Genshin Impact. Alkaloid performing in China. Alkaloid performed in China for the 2023 Bilibili Macro Link, with some of the members speaking in Mandarin. Subaru is Akira's son. In an interview, Akira says that he is attached to Subaru and views him as his son. Behind the scenes MV footage. In a few live streams, Happy Elements has shown some behind the scenes MV footage, showing certain stages of the MV's development. Royale High Anime Boy. In the Roblox game, Royale High, an image of Hokuto Hidaka would greet the player at the start of the game. This was eventually removed. Alex San. Alex San was the main developer for the Ensemble Stars app, after working on Ensemble Girls. He is in charge of the more technical aspects of the game, such as drop rates, card stats, game difficulties and all of that. In a 2016 interview, he revealed himself to be a rabbit's pea, with Tomiya being his favourite character. He also says that he wished for the idols to be in 3D and for there to be a live concert. He also said that there was no way that OnStars would become a rhythm game. In 2020, he would be proved wrong with the release of the music game, and he would also have his wishes granted, with the Dream Lives and the MVs being in 3D. Concept art. Though rare, it is possible to find concept art of the characters floating around the internet. They can also be found in the art books. OnStarry hallucinated after wailing on event. This refers to a now deleted Reddit post on the Ensemble Stars subreddit, in which an OnStarry wailed on an event so hard that they didn't eat or sleep and ended up hallucinating. Inspiration from the Idolmaster. It can be argued that many features in OnStars were inspired by the Idolmaster, such as The Office, attribute functions, rainbow attribute songs, and SPPs. Competitors. Ensemble Stars is not the only idol franchise in the market, and obviously has its competitors. These include Idolish and Hypnosis Mic. OnStars VAs. OnStars has an incredibly stacked cast of voice actors. These include Yuki Kaji as Mao, Ayumi Murase as Tori, and Soma Saito as both members of 2Wink, just to name a few. Rare leaks. Happy Elements has accidentally leaked content for OnStars several times. Rhythm Link's 5th anniversary video, as well as the MV for Festive, were leaked before they were meant to be released. Other leaks include Mayoi's Sanrio card and Wataru's global exclusive. April Fool's Mecha Game. As part of the 2018 April Fool's event, there was a playable mecha game in OnStars called Hero Sentai Meteor Ranger. In this game, you would play as the Meteor Rangers, or Ryusetai, who would fight against the evil student council. Setsuban Festival Suicide Attempt. In Setsuban, Hinata attempts suicide. Ray broadcasts this to the school. This actually happens. Yumenosaki Mass Grave. There is a mass grave in Yumenosaki due to the mass student suicides that took place during the war. It can be seen in one of Arashi's cards where she is visiting the grave of her friend. Maki. Maki is a Makoto lookalike in Road to Show. He steals a purse from a woman and footage of him was going to be used in order to frame Makoto. However, this doesn't happen, and Maki ends up being scouted by a talent agency, since the footage of him being chased by Kohaki on Hinata was instead used as a film that would star Maki. What happens on Yumenosaki Rooftop? The Yumenosaki Rooftop was closed off to the students after the war. This was because it was a prime spot for student suicides. The Eccentrics Executions. Executions refer to the live battles between past Fine and the 5 eccentrics during the war, which would result in the opposing eccentric being defeated. However, only Shu, Kanata and Wataru had an execution. Rei was dealt with beforehand, with Eiichi causing problems in Yumenosaki's global sister schools for Rei to fix, and Natsume was shielded by the other eccentrics, so he didn't have one either. Akira made Izumi yandere instead of tsundere. In early 2015, Akira revealed that he was originally meant to make Izumi Senna a tsundere character. Instead, he made him a yandere. The scene where Izumi kidnaps Makoto is widely mocked by the rest of the cast, and Izumi is toned down in order to seem like more of a tsundere, causing fans to joke that Akira made an only oopsie with his characterization. Super Idols. In OnStars, a super idol is an idol that operates solo with all-around talent. Known super idols are Godfather, Jin Sagami, Akiyomi Kunugi, Seiya Hidaka, and Akehoshi Sr. Aoi Twins Fan Game. Looking Glass is a fan game based on Hinata and Yuta Aoi, being a horror-esque RPG. Leo committed self-harm. After the events of Checkmate, Leo confined himself to his room and forced himself to compose songs. Izumi says that he would even bite down on his hand in order to force himself to do so. Mental illness. Some of the characters have mental illnesses. Shu has a form of dissociative identity disorder, Leo has self-harmed as previously mentioned, and multiple characters have attempted suicide. Tragedy of that Akehoshi. This refers to the Akehoshi incident, in which an obsessed fan of Subaru's father climbs on stage. Akehoshi Sr. allegedly pushes her off stage, resulting in her death and his arrest. It is later revealed that this was all orchestrated by Priest, who wanted to gain Akehoshi's inheritance. Bishoujo Senpai. Bishoujo Senpai is a female idol under Rhythm Link that has been mentioned several times by some of the characters. Ensemble Girls. Ensemble Girls is another game by Happy Elements, which Ensemble Stars was a spin-off of. It takes place at the same time as the music story. One of the characters, Ruka Tsukinaga, is Ryo Tsukinaga's younger sister, and another character, Suzu Kuromori, is heavily speculated to be Mika Kagehira's long-lost twin. Chiaki was severely bullied by his seniors. Before the events of the main story, the previous Ryuseitai was full of delinquents who didn't care about the unit. Chiaki was the only one who took things seriously, and thus he became a nuisance to his seniors, who resorted to bullying him. Yumenosaki's 7 Mysteries. The 1.5 stories in music revolve around the 7 mysteries of Yumenosaki. It is revealed that Mayoi is one of the mysteries, as well as Akiyomi. Mademoiselle Law. Shu Itsuki's beloved doll Mademoiselle was originally given to him by his grandfather. However, she soon becomes a separate personality for Shu as a result of the trauma caused by his execution in the war. Censorship. The devs have had to go back and censor things after an outcry from the fandom on multiple occasions, such as when Eiichi jokes about revenge porn, as well as Rene's joke about undead sleeping with the higher-ups. This also extends to the censorship of Akatsuki's album outfit in the Korean release. Deleted Eiichi revenge porn joke. During the music main story, Eiichi warns Crazy B that if they pulled that Akehoshi incident on Alkaloid or Fine, he would retaliate by doing the same thing to them, joking by comparing it to revenge porn. When the story was first released, many fans complained, leading Akira to remove the joke from the story. Midori almost snapped. In Sweet Halloween, Midori comments that Chiaki is not acting like his usual self. Totoro proceeds to tease him by saying that Midori was bothered that Chiaki wasn't giving him any attention. This gave Midori a sudden urge to kill, blanking out and almost hitting Totoro with a hammer. Incest baiting. This refers to a Korean ad featuring Rei and Ritsu, who are brothers, doing the infamous mock kiss in Trap For You. This led to the fandom accusing the devs of incest baiting. Double Face does dirty work for ES. Double Face, made up of Madara Mikajima and Kohaku Okawa, is used by ES in order to take care of certain tasks. In A Dark Knight's Passing, they deal with GFK, a man claiming to be one of Godfather's successors. They end up killing him and taking his assets, which were either sold or reclaimed by ES. The Godfather's Legacy. Godfather was a millionaire and the first super idol who once ruled over the idol industry. He has many illegitimate descendants and was the adoptive father of Nagisa, and he adopted Priest and Gatekeeper when they were young. He is responsible for many things, including SS and the Japanese Neverland Cup. Gatekeeper, Priest and Apostle. These are Godfather's 3 confidants who are the successors to his legacy. Gatekeeper plays a huge role in the music SS story, being the Godfather's legal heir. Priest acts as Godfather's body double, and Apostle, who is revealed to be Subaru's dad, or that Akehoshi, is the Godfather's real successor, who taught Nagisa when he was still with Godfather. Tojo and Kurone families. The Tojo family, or Himeru and Kaname's family, are an illegitimate branch of the Godfather's family line, with Mr. Tojo being Godfather's illegitimate grandson. Kaname's mother, Mr. Tojo's second wife, was revealed to be the fan that died in the Akehoshi incident. The Kurone family has been revealed to be Priest's family, with Hitsuki Kurone being his son. The real Himeru. In Obligato, it is revealed that the current Himeru is actually posing as his younger half-brother, Kaname Tojo, who is currently in a coma after being severely injured by the student body following the Reimei Revolution. Himeru is doing this in order to ensure that Kaname has an idol career to return to when he wakes up. Hitsugi/Negi. Hitsugi Kurone, a character introduced in the 1.5 stories, grew up in an isolated environment by himself as an heir to his father, who was revealed to be Priest. He discovered that he had an older sister in a secluded orphanage and often snuck out to see her. Upon discovering his sister's existence, Hitsugi's father believed that she was too much of a liability, burning the orphanage and killing his own daughter. Hitsugi enrolled in Yumenosaki with the help of Gatekeeper after discovering traces of his father at the school. Negi is Hitsugi's sister, who apparently possesses his body. The two cannot be awake at the same time, and it has been said that when one is awake, the other has no memories of what has happened. However, the two of them can communicate through a diary and writing notes. Godfather Family Relationships Chart. User Mirai Archive on Twitter posted an elaborate relationships chart explaining Godfather, Gatekeeper, and all the characters that are linked to them and how they are linked to them. SS Secret Order Penalties. In the music main story, each unit's leader is given a secret order during SS which they must follow, or else they will suffer penalties. These penalties range in severity, going from Nazuna being kicked out of college, the French government banning Shu from the country, and Nagisa being forcefully adopted by Gatekeeper, to Madara's younger sister being murdered, the destruction of the Okawa clan, and ES Building and Starmary Dawn being destroyed at a time that would maximise casualties. The fall of the idol industry. The Akehoshi incident was engineered to take down the idol industry, as well as many other factors in the basic main story. It is not until music era that the industry was starting to get back on its feet. Ensemble Stars. Ensemble Stars is a porn movie made by people cosplaying some of the characters. It is 2 hours long. Body doubles. Priest acts as Godfather's body double. Himeru is also acting as a body double for Kaname and was taught the art by Priest. Yakuza. Madara's mother is connected to the Yakuza. Ensemble Square is evil. ES is known to be rather ruthless when it comes to how it operates. Double Face was used in order to do their dirty work. Also, in an attempt to gain influence, they made aggressive expansions across the country, leaving other idols, especially in Okinawa, to do not as well or to be left behind. OnStars was supposed to be supernatural. Many of the characters have elements in them that can be seen to be supernatural in nature. This has led to a joke where fans say that OnStars was meant to be a fantasy game before being an idol game. Cannibalism. In Meteor Impact, it is revealed that Candace's ancestors were cannibals. Sanctuary's secret purpose. Sanctuary's secret purpose was revealed to be to mass-produce ultra-talented super idols. This is done by showing people an overly romanticised version of what it's like to be an idol, teaching people that to be an idol is to be happy, and that a world without idols would be a living hell. Eiichi's grand plan. The previous point links to this. Eiichi's plan is to mass-produce talented super idols for supply and demand reasons, and to make idols highly important to society. Idol industry conspiracy. The Godfather was the most powerful person in the idol industry, owning multiple assets and having close confidants. Basically, he and his guys pretty much ran the entire industry from behind the scenes. Priest also tried to start a conspiracy himself. In Secret Service, his plan was to trick the public into believing that Subaru's father was still alive, and that Nagisa was torturing him in his hideout in order to steal the true successor title from him. Spy cameras in Ensemble Square. Ibara has installed many spy cameras around ES. Mayoi destroys them, acting as ES's anti-spyware. Anzu's coma in music was scrapped. There was a complaint among Anzu fans towards the end of the basic era, as she was seemingly non-existent in events, as a lot of it consisted of flashbacks to a time where Anzu wasn't a Yumenosaki student. They believe that Happy Elements were trying to write her out of the story in order to please the BL fans. She is a lot more present in music era, which is why fans say that she was saved. Anti-ES organisations. In Supervillain, we are introduced to Crimson Production, an idol agency that is run by The Mob and was taken down in the past due to its bad reputation. It came back alongside the establishment of ES and a rising anti-ES sentiment. It is said to be a rather terrible place to work, but those who are against ES see it as the only way to fight against ES. Religious talk and God. There is a lot, and I mean a lot, of religious imagery in Ensemble Stars. This can range anywhere from song lyrics, melodramatic monologues, and Nagisa's onstage persona. Ray time loop theory. This is a theory that claims that the reason for Ray acting like an old man is because of the events of OnStars constantly looping, and everyone's memories are reset except for his. Therefore, he ages mentally whilst his body stays the same. Oni Vigilante Group. This was the vigilante group that took down Crimson Productions in the past. OnStars' universe is alternate history. This is a fan theory stating that the universe that OnStars is set in is an alternate history from the real world. Early OnStars writing. Early OnStars writing is known to be rather problematic. Arashi and Adonis were constantly mistreated in the story, with the characters making transphobic comments and using harmful language towards Arashi, and some rather racist remarks being made towards Adonis. Mindfuckery and 5D chess. The characters in Ensemble Stars are known to get a little bit quirky at times, and so does the story. Many characters are constantly scheming behind the scenes, coming up with elaborate plans to one-up each other. Some of the things that happen are incredibly dark and also kind of disturbing, leaving readers at the end of the story asking themselves, what the fuck did I just read? And that's it. I have to admit, I really did enjoy making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching this, if you've made it this far. I'll admit that recording this was a bit of a challenge, with there being over 400 audio clips in my CapCut app, including failed takes, and I also recorded this all in university halls. This video is definitely a long one, but OnStars is such a complex franchise that a short video just wouldn't do it justice. I predict that in a couple of years' time, this iceberg will probably become outdated and a new version will be made. Who knows? Perhaps I might be the one to make the updated video, or maybe someone else will instead. But that's for time to tell. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and remember to thank Ultimate Iceberg OP for creating this 10-tiered monstrosity of an iceberg. Bye!